welcome to another edition of the DP News Online video podcast, this one for the week ending November 16th, 2008. In part one of a special two-part edition, Butch Ross demonstrates string bending on the mountain dulcimer.
Hey, this is Butch Ross. I'm hanging out in Bing Futch's house with his cat Blackjack that can be seen from space, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about bends. Essentially, there are three kinds of bends, at least as I like to define them. You have I'm just having one of those moments. You're going to edit that out, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, there are three kinds of bends as I like to define them. First one I like to call is just a standard bend where you bend the note up. And then the next would be what's called a reverse bend, or like a pre-release and bend, where you bend the note before you pick it and then you get a descending tone. So, and then you can also use a bend where you bend the note before you pick it, and generally you'd use this to get a tone like that note there. So you see, this is really useful if you perhaps have an instrument that doesn't have all the frets on it and you need to get a note that doesn't exist on your instrument. I use it a lot for that. And then finally, a fourth one is kind of a variation on your basic bend. I like to call it a blues bend. You bend the note up, you don't quite go all the way to the note, and that's falling just a little flat of the actual note, and that's what gives it its bluesy quality. So the three kinds of bends, again: bending up, bending down, a pre-release and bend, or just bending to get the note, and then finally just sort of a bluesy. And the next time you see me, I'll play you a tune that incorporates all three of those bends.
That's our show for this week. Be sure to tune in next week for part 2 of this very special episode with Butch Ross. Until next week, for Dulcimer Players News, I'm Bing Futch.